Hello, everybody. It's Tuesday night. It's 7 o'clock, and we are live. Hello, everybody. It's Tuesday night. It's 7 o'clock, and we are live. Welcome to V-Talks. I'm your host, Veronica Brockwell. Tonight is a very special show for me. The young lady we have on the show is a true warrior, and the fact that she's here tonight at all is nothing short of a miracle. I'm going to give you a little bit, I'm going to bring you up to speed a little bit before I bring her on. In January of 2020, Hannah Strom, she was a recruited rower for Holy Cross College, and she was on her way to a practice in Vero Beach, Florida with her teammates. There was a terrible accident, and there was one fatality, her best friend, Grace, and 7 serious injuries, Hannah being the worst one. She had broken bones, collapsed lung, and serious head trauma. They airlifted her to a local hospital, then airlifted her to Mass General a week later so she could be closer to her family. She was in a medically induced coma for 6 weeks. Her prognosis was grim. If she made it through, the likelihood that she would walk was also slim. They then moved her to rehab, and she was released from rehab in June of 2020. So she was there a very long time. But I'm going to tell you right now, this young lady, it really is a miracle that she's here, and she's lovely and wonderful. And I can't wait to bring her on the V-Talks. And I'm grateful that she's here to tell her story. Please welcome to the show, Hannah Strom.
Hi, everybody.
Hi, honey. I'm going to say hi because you can't hear them, but they're there. There's a lot of them. Thank you for coming.
Thank you for having me.
You're so wonderful. So we have something fun to tell everyone, don't we?
Yes.
And what would that be?
We actually just found out that Veronica and I are related.
We really are.
Both cousins or something.
Yes. So I was having a conversation with her mother, and about halfway into the conversation, we realized that we have the same great grandparents. So your mom and I are third cousins. I even have a picture that was probably glary. I should have uploaded it. So this couple here, it's kind of, there we go. Those are our great grandparents. So your mom and I are third cousins.
Oh, wow. It's crazy. Small world.
I know. So that's why it's amazing. All right. So let's dig in here. We have a lot to talk about, don't we?
Yes, we do.
Okay. So I would like to know right out of the gate, I want to hear about your experience at Tabor Academy. That's where you went to high school, right?
Yes, that's where I went to high school.
Mm-hmm. And you started rowing there?
Yes, I did start rowing there. I started rowing there because at Tabor they had a sports requirement, and I'm not the most coordinated person, so like any sport involving like balls, I'm like no. Like
okay, fair. So you weren't on the tennis team?
So I was like,
no, lacrosse.
Figure out something to do, and I was like, well, maybe I'll try to do tennis, even though that has balls. But like, I just thought, and so my freshman fall of Tabor, I did a program called instructionals, and it's like 3 weeks of 3 different sports. So I did squash, crew, and then tennis. So after I did crew for the second session, I was like, oh, like this is kind of fun. And one of my friend's dad, he was actually the coach of the boys team at Taylor. So he's like, "You're kind of tall. Like, why don't you row?" And I'm like, I mean, I never really thought about it before. So I was like,
Mhm.
I mean, I gave it a try in the fall
Sure.
of my freshman year, and I ended up really liking it and was good at it. So I was like, and there's no balls involved. So I was like, I had nothing to worry about. So I was like, I'll give it a try. So my freshman spring was my first rowing season.
And clearly you were good at it because you were recruited to Holy Cross College.
Yeah, I was. Yeah.
Wow, that's really amazing.
Thank
So, yeah, really, congratulations.
you. Thank you.
So, let's talk about where is that where you met your best friend Grace?
Yes. Yeah,
Mhm.
we were both in the same recruiting class.
Okay. And she was not only your teammate, but you guys were very, very close.
Yes, I would probably say that she was my best friend there. Um, I didn't realize it at the time, but like now that she isn't here anymore, I definitely do notice like a big change in my life.
And
And
how did Grace impact your life?
um, she was just, she was, for one, she was like the greatest teammate. She was like always motivating. I keep my bracelet, love the fight. I think it's like backwards. Oh,
I'm wearing mine tonight too.
yeah.
Hmm. Yeah,
Yeah, this was her saying love the fight.
it was.
Yeah. And I remember freshman fall we had to do we always had to do 5Ks, like I think one 5K a week.
Hmm.
Um and so I remember she was always like, have you pulled your 5K yet? And I'll be like, no. And so we would like um go 5K together, or and um yeah, like she just always would like do extra workouts with me, and she was also like very inclusive. Like I can remember one time for my anthropology class sophomore year, um I had to do a project where I walked to a coffee shop, Acoustic Java in Worcester, and I had to like observe people, but I had nobody to go with, so she was like, "Oh, I'll go with you and just do homework." So we went to Acoustic Java and had a little coffee date. So she was just always there if I needed somebody. Yeah.
So you guys are headed to Vero Beach
Yes.
for training,
Yeah.
right? And you, before that happened, you were on a trip with your parents, right? And you were going to go there from your trip, right? Is that what happened?
Yes. We
Oh,
came from. We spent right after Christmas of
mhm.
2019. We
Mhm.
went to Vermont. Um,
Okay, yep.
And then on our way home, we stopped in Boston because it was for New Year's Eve. So we spent
Okay.
New Year's, we rang in 2020 in Boston. Little
That's
did we
cool.
know what that would
Yeah,
be.
that's yeah. So you are supposed to go. You've got a flight for 7 a.m. to go to Florida, right? To Orlando.
No, I booked I booked it for 7 p.m.
But it was
But
supposed to be
it
7
was
a.m.
supposed to be 7 a.m.
And then what happened?
I was like freaking out.
Of course.
I was like, because I didn't realize it, and like
Hmm.
I was gonna be flying down there with Grace actually. So when she was like giving me her flight information, I was like, that doesn't match mine. Like I was like, that's so weird. So I was like, let me check. So I checked and I was like, oh my gosh, like I really messed up. Um,
Okay.
so I was like, I do not know what to do. So
Sure. So
um,
you ended up on 11 o'clock flight or
yes,
not?
my dad has a friend at the airline, and um, he 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 got me like an earlier flight because I just 7 p.m. is too late to get down to Florida.
But
I
things were kind of setting up to like keep you from going. You
yeah,
know, things were not lining up right to go,
mm,
and you were like, "I'm going."
yeah, I know. I wish I
You,
was.
I know universe, but I have to go,
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
So tell me about so now you're there. Tell me about the accident as much as you remember.
Um, I have like I have like vague memories of like
Mhm.
of the because I flew down by myself.
Sure.
I had to like I missed the first practice on the 13th, um, or on the 14th. Sorry, Grace's.
But there were two vans, right? There were
Yes,
two vans and there were 22
yes,
teammates there around,
yeah,
and you were in the first van,
yeah,
and there were 11 people in that van.
yeah, yes,
Okay. So the vans are behind each other.
yeah,
Okay. And the your driver made a left and did not yield.
yes,
Okay. And the oncoming car hit the passenger side of the van.
yeah.
And so you, Grace was in that seat and you were in the second seat.
No, I was in the first row in the middle.
Okay. You were in the first row in the middle.
Yeah,
She was in the front.
yeah.
So, how many rows back? Do you know?
Um, there were 3 rows,
Okay.
and I was in the first row.
So, you do not remember anything past that point.
No, no, I don't.
So, you are airlifted to a local hospital, Longwood Medical Center.
Yeah, Longwood.
Yes, Longwood Medical Center. You
Yeah.
know, we're not wearing glasses. We discussed this, right?
And
I know it's challenging. I've got my screen like blown up. I'm like, what is that?
no,
Longwood. Yeah. So you were at Longwood
yeah,
for a week. And then, according to your mom, because obviously you were in Florida, they were in Massachusetts, they
yeah,
then airlifted you um, to Massachusetts General.
yes.
And there they had you in a medically induced coma.
Mhm.
So, Grace, what did you like remember anything about that? Did you have any dreams? Did you remember anything at all while you were in a coma?
No, I have it's so weird. Like, I literally have no memory of it. I don't even remember, like, when I woke up. Like I can't really remember my first memory. But like, I didn't know like what was happening.
Yeah. And then when you did wake up and you did start to recognize people, what were you feeling?
Um, I was just very confused.
Mhm.
I They let my mom stay with me, and because of COVID,
I know.
um,
God, that's a whole
like
nother story.
they weren't letting any visitors in the building.
Yeah.
Um, they're still kind of like that now, but like less strict about it. But
Sure.
when I was there, like, there was nobody allowed in. So
But
they told my mom, you can either um, you can come in, but you can't leave, like
yeah.
ever. And so she was like it was no question in her mind. She was like, okay, I'll like move in, I guess. So we were basically roommates. um,
Right, and she couldn't go home. She couldn't, and your dad and your brother couldn't come see you,
yeah, so it was
and she
crazy.
couldn't go home because
Yeah,
of COVID.
yeah, we would FaceTime my dad and my brother.
Mhm.
Like I was confused. I was like, why aren't they coming to see me? Or like, why can't I see them? Or like,
Sure.
I was just so confused. And thank God that my mom stayed because if she wasn't there and like I
Oh.
was just surrounded by all these therapists, I would have been like, what the heck is going on?
Yeah, you didn't really understand, right? You
Yeah,
were in and out a lot. You didn't understand who they were. I know at one point you had told me that you thought you were in hell,
yeah.
right? And why did you feel that way?
Um, because um they were all like the therapists were helping me like walk and like I was like I didn't think that anything bad had happened because like there's no way to predict such a horrible thing like could
So
have
you just didn't understand why all these like you couldn't your body wasn't moving correctly. You didn't
yeah it was like
understand.
and like I
Wow.
remember
Ugh.
a week before I left
Mhm.
my dad came in to learn how to like transfer me into the wheelchair and
Sure.
um like do that stuff at home and I was like then I was like so confused. I was like, but this wheelchair isn't coming home with us, is it? Like I just
Yeah.
thought that once I left Spaulding, like everything would go back to normal and like I was like, I don't need a wheelchair, like
Right.
I can walk perfectly fine. So I was like, why are they teaching my dad how to do all this stuff? Like I thought that nothing bad had happened, really. So I was like very confused.
And
Like
then yeah.
yeah, and then um, I remember when I came home, like the streets of Marion had like so many people. Um, like all of my friends from high school, like there were people from like Tabor, um, like like there were just so many people, and like I just didn't know what was going on. I was just so confused. Like it almost felt like it was 4 months that I was in Spalding, but it felt like literally no time had passed at all. Kind of it was weird. Like it felt like I just took a nap or like something.
Well, you did take a nap.
Yeah.
It was a long nap. Yeah, you took a very long nap.
Yeah.
So when you let's talk about that. I did have a little story I wanted to bring up that you and your mom told me that I thought was funny when you were in the hospital.
What was that?
Wh- when you were dropping the F bombs.
Oh, yes.
It's a very funny story.
Yes.
You, yeah, you gonna tell it, or you
Um,
want me to tell it?
so at first I was when the therapists were like trying to help me walk and things like that, I was I was kind of I dealt with it at first. I was like, okay, like I'll put up with this. But then like eventually I was like, okay, if this is my new normal, um, I was like, I don't want this to be my new normal. I just like I don't know.
You
So
got mad.
I couldn't talk at the time. So the only way that I could express myself was through my gestures, I guess. It was like very angry at
Yeah,
the situation.
yeah.
And so I ended up flipping all of the therapists off. Like whenever I would see them, I would just flip them off.
And what did your mother say?
Then I couldn't like express myself verbally.
Yeah,
So the only way I knew how was through my hand movements. And my mom was like mortified.
of
She was
course.
like, among all the therapists, she's like, I swear I did not raise her like this. And like
Yeah.
I I
And
remember,
anybody that knows you knows that you're just not like you don't even swear,
I
right? You're just
remember
so yeah. Yeah.
I remember one time I even flipped my mom off and she was like so hurt and
Aw.
I couldn't talk at that point, so I was
Mhm.
like, "No, not you," and I like formed like a heart
Aw.
and um then like
Aw.
I was like this and then I would point at the therapist and like flip them off and it was like I feel so bad now, but like
No,
we would
listen.
see in the hallways and
Yeah.
they like wave at me and I'm like, "I was so mean to you," but it probably doesn't even like phase them because like
No, I'm sure.
with brain injuries, like it's so
Mhm.
like when you're emerging from your brain injury, like people do like such crazy things. Like that was the least of their worries. I
No, I just thought it was a really cute story that you told me.
know,
Yeah, and you're just such a good person. You're just
I know
it's definitely out of character for you, so I
it's
thought
very unlike me. I know.
yes,
Yeah.
absolutely. Okay, so you come home and there's a parade,
Yes.
and you don't even and banners, like the whole town, just
Yeah.
everything. Now, do you understand that it's for you?
Um, yes, but I didn't know why everybody was so happy to see me come home. I was like, why are they all celebrating? I didn't even know where I was. I was like, I don't know where I'm coming home from. I was like, I don't
Yeah.
really know. Like I remember when I was discharged, the entire team was waiting for me on the first floor and um like I was confused why they were there.
Yeah,
And
you thought they were
I
making a bigger
remember,
deal out of it,
I
right?
remember that coach staff was there with her dog and
Mhm.
I was like I didn't know why they're all so happy to see me and
Mm.
like greeting me. Um and like I was just so confused and then like we drove home
Mhm.
and um I remember we got off the exit in my town and they were like I think there were like police like escorting us and I was like, what is going on? I was like, why? And then we got home and like there was a ramp outside of my house and I was like,
Oh,
this
yeah.
was not here before. So I was like very confused why.
Yeah. Yeah. I know, that's
And
understandable. And then You were also wondering why your friend Grace wasn't there.
Yes. Um so my dad actually um owns Cool Cone, if you've heard of it.
Yeah.
But
We're going to give Cool Cone a shout out before the end of the show. We should have discussed that already.
I
That's a whole nother thing.
know.
Her family owns an ice cream store, but not even that. They have like amazing fried clams. Like, I don't know. Well, it's a restaurant.
I know.
Yeah.
They,
We'll discuss that in a little bit. We were talking about your dad. So we're talking about Grace. You were wondering where Grace was.
yes, and
Mm-hmm.
so my birthday is in July.
Mm-hmm.
So the the whole team like that was in my grade. So um my whole my whole the all the people on the team in my grade came to my dad's restaurant to celebrate my birthday. And it was the first time I had really seen any of them, um,
Mm-hmm.
like since the accident, like in 6 months, really, because from January to July, I hadn't really seen them. So it had been 6 months of not seeing them. So they all came to my dad's restaurant, and like Grace wasn't there, and I was like,
Yeah.
this is like weird.
Yeah.
Why isn't she here? Like she wouldn't miss this.
No.
And so I wasn't using my phone because my phone got destroyed in the crash, and my brother got me a new one. Um, but I was like, I thought my hearing was gonna like come back magically, like Tinkerbell or something. Um, so I was like, I'm not going on my phone until I can like hear perfectly again. So I was like, I'm not using my phone. So I had a new phone, but I like left it at my desk um, for the whole month of June,
Yeah.
and like until I met my team, and then um, when I met the team and Grace wasn't there, I was like, well, this is bizarre. So I checked my phone, and I ended up checking the news, and I had like all these text messages, and I was just like, wait, what? And
Oh
so
my God.
um, I like
Oh.
saw all of like the news, and I watched like the story, and I found out about everything, and I was like, oh wow, like this actually did happen. And because like my my parents would my parents like told me about the accident, I mean like a little bit, but
Yeah.
because I was still doing so much healing myself, they
Sure.
didn't really want to like tell me like, oh, like Grace passed away,
No, it was too much.
because they wanted me to focus on my own like healing myself.
Of course.
Um, they didn't really like. I kind of just like brushed it off. I was like, I thought they were like not like, I know it's a horrible thing to lie about.
No.
I was like, oh, they're lying, or like, oh, it's all a joke, or like. But then like
Yeah.
when I really saw it on my phone, I was like, oh no, like this is real, like it did happen. Like that's
Yeah.
where I was this whole time. Like, so it was very eye opening when I did go on my phone. I was like, wow. Uh,
Uh, so, tell me about, so you obviously were in physical therapy and still are. Um, when did you start running?
um, I would say um, probably um, in fall of 2020, I would meet my um, I want to give a shout out to two physical therapists in Marion, actually, um,
Mhm.
Joan and Cheryl. I know that I would go running with Cheryl. She, they were both very helpful in my recovery. Um, and Cheryl and I would meet to go running. Um, and yeah, so I would go running around the village of Marion with Cheryl. So that was probably in like October, I would say, of
And
20.
how did that feel? Did that, I mean, I would think, did that impact your recovery
Um,
running?
yes, definitely. Um,
Yeah.
yeah, I would say a lot. It helped. Yeah.
And how often were you running?
Um, I would say probably once a week
Mhm.
or twice a week.
Yeah, I mean, honestly, when you think about it, like where you were
Yeah.
to
I mean,
running,
it's
I
hard.
mean, it's a miracle.
It's very hard because I mean, like before the accident, like I was a very active person. Um, I mean, like I was an athlete, so like I was very active. Um,
Sure.
I mean, if anybody knows me, you know that I'm painfully shy, so not talking kind of normal. Um,
You don't seem
like
very shy to me.
really,
I know. You
um,
don't, you're certainly not shy tonight.
no.
That's funny.
It's like meeting new people is very nerve wracking for me. I'm just
Okay.
very bad at putting myself out there, but I'm trying. So
You're
um
putting yourself out there tonight for sure.
yeah.
Um, so and you're also so let's talk about um what you're doing right now in
Yes.
terms of yes, in terms of your you have an internship, right?
Yes, I do. I'm at Spaulding Charlestown as a rehab aide for the
Hmm.
summer.
Hmm. And what do you do when you're there?
Um I either I follow with the wheelchair um if patients are having trouble walking, um, or I'll help like transfer patients. Um, so I'll do like slide board transfers or like um, anything like that. Like, um, and I, it was, yeah, it's just a very rewarding summer, I feel.
Absolutely. And what do you think the impact you have on those patients is?
Um, I feel like it's just, I feel like I've come full circle. I mean, I had one patient that was complaining about being in Spaulding for 60 days. And I was like, oh,
Child's play.
2 months is a long time. Like, you're very valid in complaining about that. Um,
Mm.
I don't want to like invalidate you, but, um, and I was like, but do you want to know something? Like, I was here for 100 days or 4 months. And he was like, really? And I was like, yeah, like, look at me now. And he's like, you know what? You just made me feel a lot better about my 60
Oh,
days. And I was like, I know. I was like, I mean, 60 days is a long time.
of course.
But
Yeah.
um,
And how did that make you feel?
only for 100 days. And like, I didn't even know where I was. Like, at least he was like conscious and like knew where he was. and could have visitors, but I literally could have nothing, none of that.
No.
So
So how did that feel
it,
when just to know that impact that you had?
yeah, it made me happy. It was like, yeah, it was
That's
just
wonderful.
me.
And you're rowing there now too, right? Up at Spaulding?
Um,
Erg? You're on the erg?
I'm on the yes.
Yes.
So I just I joined a club called Row House, and
Mhm.
it's at Lovejoy Wharf, and they've been really great
Mhm.
with my recovery. Like when I told them, like they knew all about the accident. Like I was like, I don't know how I found it. I can't remember. Um, but it was last summer, and I told my mom, I was like, I'm gonna go do a class at Row House, and she was just like, okay, like whatever. And
Yeah.
um, so I went to Row House and I did a class, and they were like, "Oh, you were in the Holy Cross accident?" I was like, "Yeah," and they were like, "Oh my gosh, wow!" And so after I did my first class, I was like, "I guess I'll just try like a few more." So I
Does
did
it
them.
does it feel good?
Yeah, I did them
Yeah.
last summer, and I would like pay like the drop-in rate for like
Mhm.
one class. So I would do that last summer, and then I went a few times with my mom. Actually, she's gotten into doing row house classes with me. So we would do a few. We did a few last year. Um, and um, this summer, actually, I'm a member for the summer, so I get unlimited classes, and I've actually been doing a class every week with one of my teammates who's also in the band. Um, so Paige has been, we've been doing a few classes, so it's been fun.
And you're living alone.
Yes, I know it's crazy.
Well, I'm sure your mom's loving that.
Yeah,
I don't think so. You probably worry her every day, don't you?
yes,
Yes, I think so. But you're living alone up there. You have your classes, you're doing your internship. It's amazing.
yeah.
Yeah, I'm so oh gosh, it's such a wonderful story. It really is.
Thank you.
Um, I think I'd like to talk. There are a lot of people that have that I know we wanted to talk about that were very impactful during your journey. And I think I want to talk first about Coach Steph. Now, Coach Steph was in the accident. She was driving the second van, correct?
Yeah,
So she's been with you all along.
yeah.
Can you tell me a little bit about her?
Um, so she came in as the assistant coach. The assistant coach my freshman year actually left. And then my sophomore fall was Coach Steph's first year. So she was the new assistant coach. So it was her first semester. It
Mhm,
was her first training trip.
mhm.
And then like this whole thing happened. But she was just she never left my side, and I'm very grateful for her. I have a picture of me. My mom took a picture because she loves taking pictures, so I have like so many pictures from my recovery. um, but I have a picture from when I was in the coma, and it was of me and Coach Steph. So Coach Steph really never left my side. and she was in Vero Beach with me, and she never left my side, even when I was in my coma. She was there for me, like when I was in my darkest hour, the darkest of my life. If you can picture rock bottom, if you can picture rock bottom and you go lower than that, that's where I was when I was in
Of
Spaulding.
course. Of course.
So it was just nice having Coach Steph, and I just want to thank her for everything that she's done for me
Yeah.
and for the team. But
I'm sure she is probably watching. We have a bunch of comments up here, just people wanting to put up here. We got, let's see. I know, just say hello. Hi. Amazing. Go, girl. Oh, I mean, yeah, there are just so many up here. I know. I'll put some more up in a minute. And then I have Finch and Mr. Benz.
yes.
Tell me about them.
So they were my coaches in high school
Hmm.
at Tabor Academy.
Okay.
I I I when I first started rowing, it was with Mr. Benz. He was my first crew coach. Um, when I did the instructionals program, it was with Mr. Benz. And we actually called him. It was kind of funny. I don't remember where it came from, but we actually called him Michael Patricia Benz, and I don't know why, but we called him MPB. So hi MPB for watching. But he was my first coach for rowing, and then my junior year of Tabor, Finch came in, and I remember she actually, when she was interviewing, she shadowed in my Spanish class. I remember, and like little did I know she would be my advisor, and she had she had she was played a big role in my recovery. Um, there are like a lot of photos of Finch at Spaulding, and she's she's done so much. But she's since left Tabor and gone to St. Paul's, so
Oh,
I definitely do miss like driving through town and not seeing her car, not seeing. She used to like go on runs through town, so not seeing her run through town. It's I miss her there, but I just want to thank the two of them for showing me what a real team is, and um, yeah, just like I just want to thank my Tabor team for being so great. Um, yeah,
and this next young lady we both know very well, Jill Fearons from the
yes,
Friends of Jack.
yes,
Let's talk about Jill and how supportive she has been,
yes. So
not only to you, but to our entire community. She really is an angel. She really,
yes,
really is.
I know. I'm very thankful for Jill. She she doesn't take no for an answer.
She doesn't.
So she helped me so much with the Holy Cross and everything. She helped me.
And we should tell our viewers we're being very cautious and not saying a whole lot about some things. Just trying to be respectful. We're trying to be respectful to victims, and we're just trying to stay off of a few topics tonight for some reasons. But Jill was definitely instrumental in helping you achieve some things with the school.
Yeah, definitely.
Right.
She's, yeah.
Yeah, she's a wonderful person. Friendsofjack.org.
And she
Incredible.
expected nothing in return. She just
Mm-mm.
did it out of the kindness of her heart.
Exactly. And then we're going to talk about Spaulding Rehab in Charleston and your PT Abigail.
Yes. I have. Hi, Finch's mom. Sorry.
Oh,
Yeah.
it is?
Um.
Dawn is Finch's mom?
Hi, Dawn.
I did not know that. All right. Here we go. I know I keep popping them up. I know I should have popped them up earlier, but now now
Yeah.
everyone's getting excited because their posts are up, right?
Um. um. Yes, I just want to say, give a big shout out to Spaulding and say I would not be anywhere like near as far along as I am today without them. Like like my mom will tell me all the time. She's like, Abigail,
Auntie
Abigail,
Sheila.
and she was
Is she my auntie too, or no? Same
like,
family? No.
Auntie Sheila, hi, Auntie Sheila.
Okay.
She's not
Yeah.
very techy, so.
Oh, that's all right.
But my mom will often tell me like she can remember um, my PTs, Abigail and Prima, like lifting my feet, like being on the floor with me. She'll say, I was up in a harness and like,
I posted pictures of that today, because your mom sent me a whole bunch of pictures
yeah,
and it's unbelievable. Do you remember that? Like when you
uh,
were up in the harness? Because you
I
looked very out of it, so I wasn't
I
sure.
vaguely
Mm.
I have a vague memory of it, but not not like really not concretely. But yeah, like I just want to thank Spaulding Rehab. I mean, I I owe all of my success to you guys and like all of my therapists there, and um, I would be nowhere without like the hard work of all of my therapists. And I'm sorry for flipping you off.
I know. And she won't be doing that here tonight. Well, I mean, you can, but your mom might get upset. Right? And then,
No, funny story. So, um, Isbiz, who just commented, is my friend from high school, and we called her Isbiz. And so,
oh,
um, when I was at Spaulding, my occupational therapist was named Isabel. And when I saw her name tag on her first day, I was just starting to talk then. So I pointed at her. Um, I pointed at her badge and I said, "Isbiz." So it was funny. It was cute.
aw. Okay, look at this.
No,
Okay, this is on my side.
and then
Mados,
oh,
right?
sorry.
Sheila Mados. Who
Yes,
is that?
she just.
Are we related, Sheila Mados? Who's
Oh yes,
who?
you are cousins. That's
It's
funny.
where so is I have another cousin.
Sorry,
All right. Hi.
you're cousins.
Okay. All right. All right. Let's see. Uh I know. She's definitely been behind the sales. I know. We have to talk about your family. First, we're going to talk about we have a birthday.
Oh yes, we do. It's my brother's 18th birthday.
Yes, I know. And where is he today?
He just finished up orientation at WPI. So
I know. Happy birthday. Is he watching?
I don't think he's watching, but
Oh.
is he watching?
It's an orientation.
Oh, are we? Oh, we heard mom's voice.
Hmm.
Can she say hello? Can she just wave in? Is she allowed? Just
She
do a little
just
hand wave. She's like, no. Yeah, amazing, amazing lady. You know, your
yes. And
parents
happy
are amazing.
birthday.
Your mom has such a story
Yeah.
to tell. I feel like I should just have a show with your mom on to talk
Hmm.
about what she went through when she was locked in the hospital during COVID with you.
Yeah.
I mean, honestly, it was very, very difficult.
I know because she was away from my brother too. That must have been tough.
Yes, yes. So we have to give a shout out to mom, dad, your whole family. Oh my goodness. All right, wait, we got more. Here we go. Who's this? You see that? Hi. Okay.
Yes, cousin Vicky.
Yes, cousin Vicky. I'm not Vicky. My grandmother used to call me Vicky, but that's not my name. Oh, this is wonderful. So Hannah, we all right. So I'm sure you could be here all day. There's so many people have been in your corner and supporting you, and we're
Yes.
coming up on the hour. But I want to give you the floor for a minute, and I want to give you the opportunity just to say anything you want to say right now
Let me
about your journey and the future, and maybe advice you can give people. Anything at all.
I just want to say, I mean, as far as what so I just want to say that when I came back to Holy Cross, they I felt like a burden. They were not the most helpful people ever. So what I like to say is that they gave me so little, but also at the same time they gave me so much because I've gained so much from this whole experience. I've gained so many people, and I've gained. I couldn't imagine my life without Spaulding now. Um, so I've gained like a passion for helping people, I guess, and like telling my story. So I just want to kind of thank Holy Cross, I guess, for the gift they've given me.
All right.
The silver linings of this situation. So
Yeah, you know, exactly. Honey, I've got these.
yes.
Yeah, these are great. They're like squeeze balls, right? And they say healing hearts for Hannah.
Oh.
I love them. So we're coming up on the hour. So I think we'll sign off. Again, wish your brother a happy birthday. I'm sure he'll hear me now. My love to my new family. I guess we're on each other's Christmas card list now. And so grateful for you guys. So grateful for you doing this V Talks. I know this was a big deal, you know, and I know so many people appreciated hearing your story and hearing it from you.
Thank you so much for having me.
I love you very much, honey. And we'll be in touch, right? Good luck.
You.
Good luck to you. I'm not worried though. You're a warrior.
Thank you.
You're going to accomplish great things, my dear.
Thank you.
All right. Bye now.
Bye.
All right, everybody. Thank you so much for tuning in to V Talks this evening. I hope you walk away from this inspired. What an amazing, amazing young lady. And I'm so grateful to know her. And we'll stay in touch with her and with her journey. And I know all of you will also. So next week, we'll have another V Talks Tuesday night at 7 p.m. We have Dr. Michael Wild. He will be here next week. I don't know what the topic is yet, but I will let you know and put the promos out soon. Have a good night, and thank you all for tuning in. Bye-bye.